Hello everyone, I am Rupali Shevare from MVP's KBT College of Engineering, Department of Computer Engineering, Nasik. So today we are going to discuss about the sequential circuit. So how to design and implement the sequential circuit. So this is the just overview of sequential logic design. In that unit we are going to study about the flip-flops, resistors and counters. So what is the sequential circuit? Before that we had studied that what is the combinational circuit and what is the difference between sequential circuit and combinational circuit. Combinational circuit means that is the digital type of circuit. So in combinational circuit it does not require the memory because every time whatever the input is given, according to that the output will be generated. So means output is always depend on the present state of inputs in combinational circuit. And sequential circuit means output is depend on past input and output states. That's why sequential circuit requires the memory. And for memory, sequential circuit using the flip-flops, resistors and counters. So a sequential circuit, basically the output is depend on the previous state's output. For example, if we are thinking about the state diagram, see in the state diagram or sequence diagram, randomly you can show the states or you can sequentially also you can take the states. For example, if you want to draw the state diagram for 0 to 7 state, so in up counter, after the 0th state, it will move to the 1 state. After 1 state, it will move to the 2nd state, then 3rd state, 4th state, 5th state, 6th state and 7th state. After 7th state, again it moves to the initial state, that is the 0. Means every time after the 3rd state, it will move to the 4th state. Means that 4th state output is depend on the previous state. What was the previous state? If it is on current 4th state, so it checks what was the previous state, that is 3. And after that it will decide on which state we have to move. That is nothing but the sequential circuit. Means every time that present output is depend on the previous state input output. So that's why sequential circuit requires memory. It is also the type of digital circuit. In other words, the sequential circuit must be able to remember or store the past history of inputs in order to produce the present of outputs. The information about the previous input history is called as state of the system. It has n number of states, or we can say that it can take up to 2 raised to n number of different states. This is the general block diagram of sequential circuit. So it takes the combinational circuit help also. So this is the input is given to the combinational circuit and it requires the clock and memory element also. When sequential circuit we are going to implement, we require the clock also. The clock can be manually set or auto, we can set. And output is there. So whenever we are going to implement the flip-flop conversion also, that time also you require the clock. That clock may be given to the negative edge triggered or positive edge triggered clock. This is the example of just state diagram. So how the clock is nothing but the time period required to execute that cycle. This is the symbol of clock. So this active low state and active high state, this will take the complete 1 clock cycle. So at this level it is in active low state, and when it reach to the this leading edge, that time it comes to the active high state. So this is the example of clock. And in sequential circuit there are the different types of flip-flops. We are going to study that also. So first we must know the difference between combinational circuit and sequential circuit. As I already said, output depends on only the present input state in combinational circuit, but whereas the output depends on the present state as well as the previous input past output states also. That is in the sequential circuit. So in combinational circuit it does not require the memory element, but in sequential circuit we require the memory element to store the past state. Then next, clock input is not required in combinational circuit, but clock input is required in sequential circuit. So example of combinational circuits are adder, subtractor, code converter, you can say multiplexer, demultiplexer, parity checker, parity generator. So these are the example of combinational circuit. And sequential circuits, flip-flop, shift register, counters, sequence generator, sequence detector. So these are the example of sequential circuits. What is flip-flop? Flip-flop is nothing but the 1-bit memory cell. It stores either value 0 or 1. The size of memory is 1 bit. That is, the size of flip-flop is 1-bit memory cell. Means it stores only 1-bit value at a time. It may be a 0 or 1. So this flip-flop is a circuit that has two stable states, can be used to store the state information. The flip-flop can be made to change the state by signal applied to the one or more control input. We'll have one or two outputs. So it is 1-bit memory cell. So it has the different properties. This is the example of cross-couple inverter as a memory element. So that NAND gate is used here, cross-couple inverter, that will give you the same output here. So these are the properties of flip-flops. The output of present state and next state are always complementary. So that is mentioned in the cross-couple inverter. The circuit has two stable states, that is Q is equal to 1 set state and Q is equal to 0, that is nothing but the reset state. And the circuit continues to remain in the same state referred as a memory. The information is also latched or locked in this circuit, so that's why it is called as latch. Latches and flip-flops. So the most popular varieties of storage cells used to build the sequential circuits are latches and flip-flop. So latches, that may be level sensitive storage element, and flip-flop is edge triggered storage element. So there are different types of flip-flop like JK flip-flop, SR flip-flop, D flip-flop, T flip-flops. So every flip-flop has truth table and excitation tables in the sequential circuit. So truth table is nothing but from input we find out the output, that is nothing but the truth table. And excitation table is different. From present state and next state we find out the flip-flop inputs, that is called as excitation table. So this is the difference between truth table and excitation table. So all the flip-flops having that truth table and excitation table. From truth table we find out the excitation tables also. I will give you one example how to find out that excitation table from truth table. So you must know the excitation table of all the flip-flops before solving any example of sequential circuits, because it is very important. Without excitation table you can't solve that problem. So excitation tables you have to learn, then you can solve the examples. So this is the example of clock SR flip-flop. So cross-couple inverter logic is used again here. So this is the symbol of JK flip-flop. So in JK flip-flop, that is it has again two inputs J and K, and Q and Q bar are the outputs. Q is the present state and Q bar is the next state here, and preset and clear are the inputs here. Preset and clear are connected to logic 1. And here clock is given. When bubble is inserted over there, that indicates that it is the negative edge clock triggered. So when we implement the sequential circuits, we can set the clock as a manual or auto also. There are two options. We can directly set that particular clock signal. So once you set it to the manual, so every time you have to press that pulsar key to pass the clock signals. And if you connect it to the auto, then automatically the clock frequency is taken and it will execute that cycles. So JK flip-flop is basically used to avoid the race conditions, which does occur in SR flip-flops. It has two inputs like J and K, two outputs Q and Q bar, and there is one clock signals, and two asynchronous inputs are there, that is preset and clear. This is the JK flip-flop operations. When JK inputs are set with the 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. So it comes into which mode we can verify that when J and K both are connected to 0, 0, it comes into hold states, and when j is equal to 1 and k is equal to 0, that time it is in the set state. And when j is 0 and k is 1, means k is connected to logic high, that time it is in the reset condition. And both the inputs are 1 1, that time it is in the toggle keys. This is the example of hold state. This is the example of reset state. Already we discussed it in the theory also. This is the example of set and toggle operations. Next is D flip-flop. So D has only one input and two asynchronous inputs, that are the preset and clear, and one clock input is there, and outputs are Q and Q bar. So this is just a symbolic diagram of D flip-flop. D has only one input. Okay, so when D input is set or reset, when it is reset, that time present state will be reset. When it is set, that time the present state will be set. Next is T flip-flop, that is the toggle flip-flop. In toggle flip-flop, again it has only one input and two outputs, that are present state and next state, and this preset and clear are the asynchronous input. So if JK flip-flop, J and K is equal to 1, or the resulting flip-flop is referred to as a T flip-flop. For example, T input is set to the 0, that time it gives the output as a Q, and when it is applied as an input with the logic high state, then it will give the inverted output. Next is race around condition. So what is the race around condition? When J and K, both the inputs are connected to the logic high or 1, so that time it is called as race around conditions. It occurs when the time period of the clock pulse is greater than propagation delay of the flip-flop. So what is the propagation delay? It means time required to complete that cycles, that is the propagation delay, and due to that output changes or toggle in a single clock period. Means propagation delay is the speed of operations of the circuits. If it toggles even number of times, then the output is same, but if toggles odd number of times, then output is complemented. So how to avoid that particular conditions? We can make the clock pulse smaller than the propagation delay. So to avoid these two conditions, so we have the master slave JK flip-flop and edge triggered JK flip-flop. So this is the example of race around condition. How with the help of that clock signals you can show the J and K inputs as well as the outputs also. Preset and clear, that are the asynchronous input. You can apply that inputs to the flip-flops. Excuse me. Master slave flip-flop. In master slave flip-flop, again it is basically two gated SR flip-flops connected together in a series configurations with the slave having an inverted clock pulse. And here are the outputs are Q and Q bar from the slave flip-flops are fed back to the input of the master, with the output of the master flip-flops being connected to the two inputs of the slave flip-flop. The master slave JK flip-flop, that is the synchronous, or with the help of synchronous or asynchronous counter we can implement that. So this is the example of master latch and slave latch, how the master is connected with the slave latch. So clock signal is also applied there. This is the timing diagram. Next part we will discuss in the next video.